It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And on tap tonight, it's the New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Miami Heat. For Miami, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. All right, guys, topic of the day. There was a stat that came out that was really interesting. Until last season, every NBA Finals in the last 15 years included either Duncan, Kobe, or Wade. Kenny, do you think Wade's impact on the NBA has gone underrated?
I think it has. I would say that I can't name 3 two guards in the history of the game that have a better career than him. I don't think I can name more than 3. Jerry West, Michael Jordan. That's about it. I'm not sure.
You know, above all else, Wade has won titles.
Kobe.
And he's done it in a number of roles with a number of rosters. He's a unique player, and over the last decade and a half, I have to agree with you, Kenny.
But those are the 3.
Yeah,
Kobe,
I agree with you.
Kobe, Jordan, and West. Everyone else can't say they had a better career. Maybe it's equal, but not better.
That's a good one to consider, good one to chew on. Time now for tip-off. We send it over to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Nothing goes together like the Heat and Miami as we get ready for an interconference contest here at the American Airlines Arena, bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Pondexter and Davis fill up the forward slots. Evans and Gordon are the guard set, and it's Ashik in at the pivot spot manning the middle.
And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of a great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
Now here's Gordon. After Dwayne Wade's miss, down to 5 on the shot clock. The high post shot, and it's Dragic with the rebound.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
Yeah, Greg, you know, I remember that stretch with Wade you're talking about. It seems like he finally now feels healthy, Clark, and it shows.
Wade himself said, Kevin, it was the best he felt in a couple of years. Health is such a big factor for him, given how he plays and selectively now likes to attack the rim.
Now here is Davis. After Dwayne Wade's miss. Outside Gordon. The 10-footer. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Davis has got the opening field goal of the game for the Pelicans. And Miami has possession. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I spoke briefly with Eric Spoelstra. He said that one player he's really wary of is Anthony Davis, adding he can impact the game in so many ways. Defense, shot blocking, rebounding, and scoring. He's still adding muscle, and we've got to capitalize on that strength advantage at both ends. Kevin, that's the MO for any young player. We'll see how he stands up to it.
And thanks for that story, Doris. And it's Gordon missing.
Well, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Dragic kicks to Dang. Here's Whiteside. Takes it off the glass.
In that height, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Evans passes to Gordon. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. That doesn't go either for Gordon.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Misses off the right iron.
That's now 4 misses on their first 5 attempts. Still trying to find the rhythm and flow here offensively.
Kicks it to Ashik. Ashik with a screen on Wade. Screen by Ashik. Gordon with it. He's picked up by Whiteside. Floats one, and it's Gordon missing. Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Clark kind of molded him in his image.
And it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to him.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
That's good.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
The Heat have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Outside Dragic. Bosch, the screen. Outside Dragic. Bosch heads the pick for Dragic. And Davis sends it back. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And the Heat with some changes. Stoudemire comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And it's Chalmers in for Goran Dragic. New Orleans also making some changes. Alexis Ajinça comes in for Omer Ashik. And it's Norris Cole in for Quincy Pondexter. Now here's Evans. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. 1:49 left here in the opening quarter. Shot clock at 5. They now take the lead. Gordon's got his second basket of the game.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
And some changes here for the Heat. Winslow's checked in for Dang. And it's Green in for Dwayne Wade. New Orleans also making some changes. Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Cunningham comes in for Tyreke Evans. And it's Drew Holiday in for Gordon. A lot's been made of the Heat fans in the past for walking out during the finals game where they looked to be out of it. But credit, the Miami Heat fans, Greg, with last year sticking with this team.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I would have walked out as well because I thought it was over. But with LeBron out of town, a lot of Heat fans could have jumped off the bandwagon. But you know what? They stayed with it. So although the weather is fair, the fans are not.
Oh, well said.
Thank you.
New Orleans in the lead, and here comes Holiday leading the fast break. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And we all know Drew Holiday is a tremendous talent. That's why he was traded for the draft picks that became Nerlens Noel 2 years ago and Elfrid Payton last season. Such impressive company that Holiday may be feeling the pressure to live up to it.
Getting back to Holiday, we've seen the size, the court awareness, the change of pace moves he brings. Clark with a little more assertiveness and continued improvement on his jump shot. He'd be hard for anyone to keep up with.
Well, I really like this young man's game. He's got tremendous natural ability and a great work ethic. I think he'll very well be one of the best guards in the league. Only 25 years old right now. Plenty of time to reach that potential.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And the pass to Cunningham. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Now here's Chalmers. He's tightly guarded. Here's Bosch. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
For Miami, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. Free throw, no good for Bosch. Here's Cole. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Pelicans lead by 2. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
I gotta hold down the city. Gotta let you know where I come from.
And now a chance to hear from Chris Bosh about what it meant to him to become an NBA player, the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
I was obsessed with the NBA as a kid, and just like I would have died to get in that locker room, you know. So I always have a moment just sitting around and, you know, just not taking things for granted and really taking everything in. And, you know, I couldn't have written the script any better.
What a great cut from Chris Bosh. That's the kind of guy you can't help, Greg, but love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
That's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it or articulate it as smoothly as Chris does,
sure.
but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And looking at what we've seen from the Pelicans, what do you guys think?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Pelicans. Gordon the off guard with Evans at the 3. The shot blocking pair of Davis and Ashik inside. And it's Holiday in at the point guard.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away.
Luke Babbitt, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter.
And thinking back to the Pelicans playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that fourth quarter of Game 3. But they played better than a sweep and got valuable postseason experience for that young roster. And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Gordon. New Orleans moving it around. They get it again. A Sheik and a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Ashik's got the lead up to 6 now for the Pelicans.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum. And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Here's Dragic. Here's Stoudemire. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Pondexter's checked in. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Pelicans.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Here's Babbitt. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Evans kicks to Pondexter. Davis sets a screen. Shot clock at 6. Back to Evans. Fires for 3. Evans can't get that one to fall. Last season was possibly the best of Tyreke Evans' career, at least since his unbelievable rookie campaign.
Yeah, and Kev, a lot of that has to do with his injury history. I mean, last year he played in 79 games. That's the most of his career. So you could say it was probably the healthiest season he's had since he was a rookie.
They've really flipped things around offensively.
Yeah, and anytime you can make more than half of your shots, you'll take that.
It's Dragic with the drive. Here's Whiteside. Rebound Ashik. Ashik's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
You know, back to Tyreke Evans last year, he had a big jump in three-point percentage. He was also up in assists, rebounds. Really did a lot of good things. The only bad news, he was also up in turnovers.
Now here's Dragic, following the miss by Anthony Davis. Dang dishes to Whiteside. And that one's good.
The Pelicans call time. Give it up for your Heat Dancers.
Group in for the Heat. Chris Bosh is checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Chalmers in for Goran Dragic. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Ashik. Anderson comes in for Davis. Dante Cunningham's checked in for Luke Babbitt. And Cole subbed in for Tyreke Evans. Here's Cole. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And it's Ajinça missing. The Heat trail by 5. Well, last year the Pelicans were a team on the rise, making the playoffs. A solid season overall, especially on the road. Really, they sent notice by what they did away from New Orleans.
Yeah, I mean, 17 road wins. I mean, you say to yourself, well, that doesn't sound great. But when you're a young, up-and-coming team, one of the things that you can really value is your ability to go into hostile environments and have success. They're going to be building on that confidence.
1:02 left in the first half of basketball. Cole, the pass to Anderson. Ajinça with the bucket. Ajinça's got his first bucket in this one.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Pelicans leading by 7. Anderson, a screen on Chalmers. Off the screen, and it's Cole missing. Heat shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. And Chalmers kicks to Winslow. A 3-ball. And yes, sir, that one drops. Winslow's got himself on the board with 3 there. New Orleans has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Cole. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Left side, Anderson. Turnaround Jay. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Pelicans on top, up by 4. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, guys, I'm here with Anthony Davis. And Anthony, based on how the game has been going so far, what's your attitude going to be when you come out to play the second half?
So, we got to come out with a great intensity, and it starts in warm-up. So, we got to come out with a great intensity, great mindset, and try to go out there and win the third quarter.
Anthony, thank you. Guys, it should be all business when you step between the lines.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. The largest lead for them during the period was 4. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Kenny, your thoughts, how the Pelicans are playing?
Well, their playmakers were in top form tonight. They showed great court vision and great ball movement. That's why they had so many assists. It's much easier to defend guys who don't want to pass the basketball.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, they're definitely struggling with their offensive efficiency. Anytime you're shooting in the low 30s from the floor, you're not going to put yourself in a position to win. They look too predictable right now. They need to do a better job of adjusting to what they're seeing from the defense.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Give it up for your Heat.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. The Heat trail by 4. Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3. The big men are Bosch and Whiteside, and it's Dragic in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Miami, and he gets it to go.
You know, we saw Chris Bosh really ramp it up with the 3-ball last season. I mean, we frequently see vets do that. LaMarcus Aldridge is a recent example. Extending your range is a great way to keep playing at a high level, especially as you enter your 30s.
Here's Dragic, following the score by New Orleans. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
We're talking about Chris Bosh working on that three-point shot. Last year, he launched nearly 4 threes a game, while most of his career, Greg, he shot less than 1 a game.
Yeah, and Kevin, it's a blessing and a curse at times that he's shooting more threes. The blessing is that it makes Bosh so much more difficult to defend. The curse is that he shot his lowest percentage from the field last season since he was a rookie.
Now here's Evans, following the miss by Chris Bosh. Gordon dishes it to Pondexter, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That's on Dwayne Wade.
Well, last season, Quincy Pondexter was moved to the Pelicans. He really took off after the trade and played some of his best basketball to date.
Pondexter last year was very valuable after the trade. Career highs, Clark, in points and minutes played for him with the Pels.
Yeah, and he showed he can really be a 3 and D guy. Shot over 40% from deep with the Pelicans and defended pretty much every position on the perimeter.
That one is no good. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off of teams, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Here's Evans. Hassan Whiteside made his last basket. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Evans goes in. Dragic with some nice D.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. Had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
Here's Gordon after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Hasek, no good. Dragic against Gordon. Right side a screen. Here's Dragic. And Davis sends it back. For the lead. The shot will not go. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. Pass to Pondexter. Gordon against Wade. And the basket by Gordon.
And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year.
Well, New Orleans is still a relatively young team, but they play with the maturity, I think, Clark, that's beyond their years.
Kevin, the average age for them last year was just over 25 years old, and the youngest team in the West, actually, to make it to the playoffs last year.
New Orleans making some changes here. Luke Babbitt comes in for Omer Ashe, and it's Drew Holiday in for Quincy Pondexter. Here's Dragic. They set the screen. Wade, right side. Back to Dragic. 6 to shoot. High post try. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Dragic has got 4 points now in the quarter. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Holiday gets the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Bosh. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And you know, guys, Eric Gordon was an unbelievable three-point shooter last season. 45% from behind the arc. The first time he's been over 40% in his career.
Babbitt's shot is off.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Wade dishes to Bosh. Kept alive. Great D that time from Davis.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Oh, great defense. They anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either, Greg. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. Green, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Chalmers in for Goran Dragic. Now here's Bosh. He's got 6. Here's Stoudemire, and the layup's good off the glass. Stoudemire's got 8 points.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Outside Holiday. There's the pick. Shoots from the baseline. Bosh grabs the miss. Bosh has got his 5th rebound in this one. Winslow kicks to Chalmers for the lead. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
Again, Holiday missing. For Miami, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Winslow kicks to Stoudemire. And he gets it to go. Stoudemire's got 4 points in the quarter. Clark, third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
And, guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
13 feet away. And it's sent back by Bosh. And it's the Heat on the break, pushing it up. Here's Green. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Heat lead by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the 4th quarter. A terrific game so far. The Pelicans trail. Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for New Orleans right now, the shot blocking pair of Davis and Ashik inside. Gordon the off guard with Evans at the 3, and it's Cole in at the 1 spot.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Back to Wade. Shoots. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state, but what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some kind of pain every game for the past few years, but he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
And the first one at the line is good. Greg, you brought the topic of Wade. He's had a A chance to make several tough mental adjustments throughout his career.
Well, he's always been a guy willing to alter his game for the good of the team. That's why he's got those championship rings, Kevin. You've got to be flexible, not just talented.
Yeah, when Shaq comes in and joins him, then he had to change away when LeBron came in to play
Great
a
credit
different
to
way.
him.
Yeah.
Great credit to him.
Very admirable.
And guys, for most of his career, Ashik has been going back and forth as a starting center. Only started 2 games his first 2 years with the Bulls. Signed an offer sheet with the Rockets and started 82 games for them in his 3rd season.
Here's Chalmers after Tyreek Evans has scored. Chalmers passes to Day, and Davis sends it back. Gordon against Chalmers. Gordon dishes to Evans. He feeds it to Davis. And here is Pondexter. Eric Gordon on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. Misses the wing J. Well, going back to Ashik, he lost his starting job to Dwight Howard in his 4th season. He was in Houston, so he didn't want to come back and have his career labeled as a guy coming off the bench. So, Greg, he reportedly asked to be traded, and that's what he got.
Well, and you know what? The Rockets shipped him off to the Pelicans in exchange for a protected first-round pick, and he became a starter again. Moral of the story, don't put Omer on the bench. He won't like it.
It's stolen by Dragic. Pass to Chalmers. Whiteside, a screen on Gordon. And Chalmers kicks to Whiteside. And Davis sends it back. And he's able to get it back. Shot clock at 6. Here's Chalmers. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds. But they still come up empty. Gordon kicks to Davis. And the wide open shot from Evans. And the Pelicans miss again. The Heat have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Shot. Personal foul. Elbow. 2.
And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open court. High energy point guard. A lot like you, speed to burn, very smart guy, coveted by many.
He really is. And, Kevin, he transitions from defense to offense as quickly as anyone in the league, a la Tony Parker, except he's also equally adept at facilitating for others and spotting up for the 3 or just taking it to the rack himself.
And Miami making a change here. Bosch is checked in. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
And, you know, back to Goran Dragic, many of his transition opportunities start with his aggressive defense. Very active with his hands, has the instincts to jump passing lanes, the long arms to pick off passes. Suddenly, when he gets a steal, he's off and running. We're seeing him bring that shooting percentage up now, guys. The first half was a struggle for him.
There's the dish to Whiteside. On the wing, Dang. Dragic with it. And there's the feed to Whiteside. The kick out to Dang. Just 5 to shoot. Tries it from 9. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Ashik's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
And talking about Goran Dragic, the one thing he has to be careful with is being over-aggressive on deep. Reaching for steals makes you susceptible to blow-bys and escape dribbles, and that can lead to uncontested layups and dunks for your opponent.
Evans. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Dwayne Wade. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for New Orleans.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
And he makes the first. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
Well, I mean, a semi-productive trip to the free throw line, but we'll see whether or not it costs him.
Outside Dragic. Bosch sets the pick for Dragic. From 10 feet out and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Dragic has got the game tied up here for the Heat. For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Evans kicks to Davis. Yes, and the foul. It's on Chris Bosh.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Stoudemire's checked in for Miami. And that one falls for Anthony Davis.
And how big was that? He is just so reliable, so confident at the free throw line.
Pass to Stoudemire. The drive by Wade. No good. Great D that time from Davis. Pelicans leading by 3. Gordon kicks to Evans. 1:36 left in the fourth quarter of this one. To the paint. Here's Davis. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Davis playing very well. He has 8 points and 4 blocks.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
And guys, I think it's exactly the right thing to do with the lead. Keep going at defenders and find a way to get yourself to the line.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Some information for us, Doris.
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. He told his players, guys, we're letting opportunities slip away in transition. Let's push it up the floor, look to score some points in early offense. Kevin, can they pick up the tempo?
1:31 left to play in the final quarter. I'm watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Okay, Miami, now coming on the court are your Heat answers. Let them hear ya.
Here's Evans. Gordon inside. Wade is covering, and he gets it to go. And that's 11 points for Davis.
Worked that one inside nicely.
Okay, Miami, now coming on the court are your Heat answers. Let them hear ya.
.122 left in the fourth quarter. Looking to end the run, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. 8 points for Chris Bosh. Pelicans leading by 5. Screen by Asik. Off the pick. And Davis gets it to go on the assist by Evans.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Second shot opportunity. Stoudemire, no good.
Yeah, credit the D there. Got his hands up and made sure he wasn't comfortable on the release.
Sure did. Stayed real snug on him and didn't allow him the space he needed to get a good shot off.
Now here's Gordon. Here's Davis. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And now a 9-point Pelican lead.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly. He's so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then just spin right by you.
Clark, they're in good position here to ride it out.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, if they just play smart right here, Kevin, this game's pretty much over.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Evans passes to Gordon. Clock at 6. And the rejection by Stoudemire. Wade outside. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. So New Orleans wins it. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother him. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Anthony, this win has got to feel pretty good, coming out on the road and getting the job done like you did here tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a tough arena to play in. We knew it was going to be a tough game. Everybody coming out, we just wanted to play. We came up in the beginning and said, we got to come out and play defense, and that's what we got to do all night.
Anthony, thank you for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
The one thing you know about Davis is that he's always going to play with an insane amount of energy. It's always full speed ahead with him, and we saw that tonight. Offensively, he plays as well as anyone.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.